Welcome everyone at this webinar for the HelloID April release. Hopefully you can hear me fine and see everything. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat and I will respond as soon as possible on that. This time is going to be a little bit different. Normally I'm putting up a link to a voting system where you can vote for the features that we are going to discuss. But this release we don't have that many new features. This is because we are busy with some bigger new features that will be in the next release. So I think this webinar is going to be a little bit shorter than normally, and the next one is going to be a little bit longer than normally. I don't see any reactions, so I think you can hear me just fine. So let's start with the new features. So first off, I want to mention a small new feature in the access management side is for the possibility to disable the notification for the browser extension. So normally if you're using an application that requires a browser extension, also the shortcut plugin, you will get this notification, but you can now disable it for everything. So if you're going to the portal, so let's go to the portal administration and go to settings company. You'll have an advanced option here and you can say hi plugin not installed warning. So if I save this and I will refresh, then the message is gone. Please notify that this means for every situation. So we will never check if the browser extension is installed, yes or no. But it's a quite nice feature which was really requested on the feedback, and everybody thanks for the feedback. We appreciate that really much. So the next item is is on the delegated form side. So if we go to the service desk, you see that we just bumped this UI up, and it's almost the same as the service automation UI. So it's nicer pictures, it's a bit larger, so it's easier to click on. And also if you have some custom icons, it's nicer how it shows in this UI. And also if you click on an item, you'll have a different model. So this is the new redesign that we already introduced in the service automation product side. So this is now also implemented on the service desk side. In the next release, we're going to change the form elements. So please keep in mind that we're going to change this and make this the same as the new style and also available for all devices, also mobile and tablets. So that's also nice to know. So it's a cleaner look. The other new feature for service automation is the conditional visibility on the multi checkbox. So what I did is I created a form, and I can show you that here. And I say, okay, if I do not select anything on the checkbox, I will get this message. So in this case, no phone selected, are you sure? Because this is a request for a phone. So I have the options of 3 different phones, or I can choose multiple. And if I just select one, I will get a message, please give me the reason why I need this phone. So now this is available in the admin side, so you can configure if one of the multi-checkbox or any of the multi-checkbox is selected, you will see different components. Please be careful because it only works on having a value yes or no. So it doesn't mind which one I select, but you can you cannot select from, okay, I want a different action if the iPhone 11 is selected or the iPhone 10. It's just all the same. I don't see any, or do I see any questions? No, I don't see any questions, so I will continue. So in the provisioning side, we also make some changes. So the first one is the searching in the evaluation and history. So if I go to evaluations here, the evaluation history, I can search here on the person or the entitlement. So I can search here on, let's say, Versluis, and I will find all the records for Versluis. Also, it's possible to download or export it to a CSV or download the CSV. And this contains also the possibility of the searching and the filtering. So I can say, okay, I only want searching in the docs system for Versluis. And if I'm exporting this, I will only get the CSV records of Versluis for the docs system. But I can also, of course, do for HelloID system or HelloID. Oh, in this case, there's nothing. So it's only for the docs system. Also, I can filter on the type, so account or account access, or on the operation. The other thing we changed is in the dashboard. Oh, sorry, in the admin dashboard. So here we have some license usage. It's not completely done, but we're going to make some changes here in the license usage. And it's also needed for the upcoming pay-as-you-go option. If you want to know more about the pay-as-you-go option, you can contact your local store of HelloID, and he can give you the details. But for the next couple of months, we will be busy with the pay-as-you-go option for the licenses. But it can take a while for it to be launched, and we're going to gradually release it for the customers. So there are going to be some changes here. Oh, we have a question. Cheered asks where the number 334 persons coming from. The license usage is currently calculated as follows. The access management users are based on the users that are assigned to a application via a group or even nested groups. The service automation, currently you see a number for the products, so that's the amount of users that are assigned to a product via a group or directly. And also a number that are assigned to the delegated forms. The persons for provisioning, these are the persons that are granted an entitlement. So it's not the persons in the vault, but it's all the persons that have an entitlement granted. So you can see that in the entitlement overview of provisioning. So hopefully this will answer your question. And thank you for your question. Let's continue. The last one, and it's also the biggest change, I think, is the reporting. So we made a lot of progress, of course, in the last couple of months in the reporting, and we also added a lot of data. So actually, with this new version, we added for access management the user events, like you can see here. So here you can see how many users are created over time. So here I can see, okay, this day 5 persons are created and 23 were deleted. And I have a list of all the actions here, and I can filter on it. So if I click on here, so I want to click on only create, it will filter the whole dashboard. Oh. Sorry, I forgot to switch the screen to from the questions to the presentation. I think you guys missed the we had the license. So this was this screen. And after the license, we directly go to the reports. So you can see that here. Sorry. And if you want to go to the reports, click on this button, report and control. So this is the new reporting module. Let me restart again. So this is a new report with the user events. So here you can see the user events over time. So in this case here you can see that on the 7th of April we created 5 users. And this is with the access management user synchronization or directly using a API. So you can see here the source. So in this case it's DRSync that created these users, but it can also be a API, or if you build in directly, it's going to be something like local, and you can see whoever created the user. With all the reports, you can always filter on it and look a bit deeper in it. So if I want to see all the actions of Maze for Sluis, I think there's only one over time currently, but I can filter on it and I will see when something happened. But in this case, it was only today, so it's not showing today because here it stops at yesterday. So it will only show the line to yesterday. But if you had some updates or something like that, I will see that. And I can do that on all the fields here. So I can also do that on the, you see here, creation. So now I only want to focus on the create. I will do this and I will only see the creates of all the users, but only the creates over time. So I can see here in the last couple of 3 months, 95 users were created. 59, sorry. The other new one is the group events. And this is somewhere similar as the user events. But with the group events, you can see the group that's created or updated by who. So here it's the DRSync again and the user API. In this case, I only have updated groups. But also if a new group is created using the API, DRSync locally, or any other syncs or API that you're using, you can see it here and you have a record of auditing here. The other new ones is the provisioning. So this is a new one because there wasn't any data on provisioning in the new report module, but now there is every data we had in the audit log table is in the new module. So you can search and build dashboards built on that data. So currently we have 3, but we're going to extend it, of course, over time. But what we can do is I have here target system actions as example, and here I can see how many actions were successful per system. So I can see here my doc system was the most popular because I had a lot of actions here, and but also the doc system is the system where most of my action fail. So maybe I have to give some attention to the doc system because there could be something in the code because it goes into error a lot, or maybe there's something wrong with the stability of the system or the network trafficking or things like that. So here you can easily see what is my major system that I'm currently using for provisioning in an easy way over 3 months in this case. So normally if you see a dashboard here, it's always over 3 months, and you can change the timelines for a diagram. And in the future, I think you can do it for the whole dashboard. Here you can change the timeline if you want to. Another one is another system approach, but a actions approach. And here you can see how many actions over time took place. So I can see here, if I go to here, I can see, okay, we revoked a lot of memberships, granted a lot of memberships, but also created 10 accounts. And I can see here the most thing is granting memberships, then revoking. And this is, I think, the failed actions here. and also some counts. Also, all this data is available and you can create custom reports with it. So if you see, okay, I want to have a different report, you can create it using the report management and make a dashboard, and it will appear under the name of your portal, in this case the Enjoy portal. The other one that's new is the service automation. So here we have a couple of new reports available. So also this data is all in the new modules. You can create your own dashboards if you want to. So let's check out some reports here. So the first one we can select is the categories. I think it's really nice. Here you can see which is the most popular category. So how many requests was done in a particular category. You can see here in my case the SSO applications is the most popular one because I got 2 requests the last 3 months, sorry. And of course I can see here all the project requests. And I can also filter on this if I want to. So I can still press on Chaired here and it will filter on Chaired S. And I can see, okay, he requested top desk and Motivo on these dates. And it is requested by himself. In this case, it could be, of course, the manager or a product owner or something like that. The same sort of report we also have for the workflows. So here you can see what is the most popular workflow. Currently for this particular tenant I only have one workflow, the approved by manager workflow. But if you have multiple, you can see which one is mostly used with the application, and of course also the data of the request below it, so you can search in it. Another one is the approval details. I think this one is also nice. And here I can zoom in a little bit. So here I can see and also have some options to filter directly using selection. So here I can say, okay, I want to show physio, only the request of physio, apply changes. Oh, I'm only showing here the product request of a physio, and I want to have a selection only physio, but it's by Alex V. So currently he has one request. Now I can do some more stuff in here, but let me clear the form currently, apply changes. So I have all the information, and also if I'm looking here, I can build a filter on the request ID, and if I do this, I can also see all the approval steps below it. So if I filter on the request GUID, the request GUID will be here, and I can see, okay, there is an approve given by Stella Zonderberg on this time. So take 2 minutes before she responded and she approved. If there are multiple, you will see a result of multiple, of course, here, and also a deny if that's the case. If you're curious to all the approvals, you can just leave the filter out and you can see the approvals sorted by time over below here. And of course you can also go the other way around. So if you're curious about, hey, I see here Stella approved something on the April 9th, you can just filter it out and you can see the corresponding request. Oh, it was for Wouter in this case. So you can do a lot with this data, and we're going to add a lot of more reports over time. So I think this is a really nice module where we can add a lot of new stuff. So maybe it's nice to show the overtime. Here you can see the amount of requests in a calendar way, so you can see how much is done for each day. And of course, given by a product, and of course your top requester. So in this case, the most requests are done by Chaired. And I think this is the top 5 requests. Also again a table with all the request details, so you can select it. Also, if you want to see all the information of this record, you can also show it here in a table. So here you can see all the information that's stored with this record. We're not always showing all the information in the table like this. Let's check if there are any new questions. I don't see any new questions. I think these are all the new features available for this release. So as I explained, the next release is, I think we need more time in the next release than half an hour. So I think it's going to be 45 minutes at least, because there's a lot of new stuff upcoming. But I want to thank you for this webinar. And if you have any questions, you can still ask them on YouTube, and I will try to respond on that. Else you can, of course, always send any questions to support or any other channel you have, or go to your local HelloID provider. And of course, don't forget to subscribe on the channel, and you will get notified about these webinar videos, but also with our new release videos and any other videos about HelloID. So you'll be updated. So thank you for watching.